Welcome to the board meeting. Let's see, it says here April 20th, 2026. We called it to order. All right. Mr. Eddie Blazer's gonna have a prayer for us.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today and thank you so much for your tremendous love and grace and mercy toward us. Father, we just pray today that all the business of this meeting would be satisfactory for you, and Lord, we just pray today that through your Holy Spirit and through your power, everything will be done in good order, and we'll give you praise for all you do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Mr. Blazer. He's from Church of God down there, Cole. Says out front, everybody's welcome. All right, please.
Okay, if you'll join me in the pledge, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so state flag. Salute to the Tennessee flag. 3 white stars on the blue. God keep them strong and ever true. It's with pride and love that we salute the flag of Tennessee. Seth?
Alderman Day.
Here.
Alderman Lemon.
Here.
Alderman Phillips is absent. Vice Mayor Radford.
Here.
Mayor McIntyre.
Here.
Before we get started, there's an item on the agenda tonight that probably doesn't need to be discussed. It's not fully complete. There was some transition between our old First Tennessee Development Planner and our current one. Some items lacking or not fully transparent that were discussed in our workshops for the zoning ordinance. So I think it's probably best if somebody would make a motion to edit the agenda to remove that item.
Make a motion to edit that, remove that item.
Second.
Any other discussion about it? Alderman Day,
Yes.
Alderman Lemon.
Yes.
Alderman Phillips is absent. Vice Mayor Radford.
Yes.
Mayor McIntyre.
Yes. Okay, we'll move on to approve the March 26th, 2026 workshop minutes. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second. Is there any discussion?
Alderman Day,
Yes.
Alderman Lemon.
Yes.
Alderman Phillips. Vice Mayor Radford.
Yes.
Mayor McIntyre.
Yes. Approval of April 1st, 2026 BMA workshop minutes. Do I hear a
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
Alderman Day,
Yes.
Alderman Lemon.
Yes.
Alderman Phillips is absent. Vice Mayor Radford.
Yes.
Mayor McIntyre.
Yes.
You go back up there, you left one of those off too, we got another minutes there. March 26th. workshop. One of them is.
Motion to approve the March 26th.
Oh, I thought we'd done that first.
We did.
I did leave
We
that.
missed one.
We missed March 16th.
Okay,
Well,
I missed it.
Whichever one.
Okay, all right. Hear a motion? Got a motion?
Second.
Any discussion?
Alderman Day,
Yes.
Alderman Lemon.
Yes.
Alderman Phillips is absent. Vice Mayor Radford.
Yes.
Mayor McIntyre.
Yes. I just missed one thing.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, and I want to say too, everybody sees this tractor out here. That's the new town's tractor to mow our right of ways. So we just want to pull it up here so you can see what's going with your money. Okay, we'll keep that.
No.
Was that donated to Irwin? No, sir, it was bought with town money. Yes, sir, just to make that clear. Yes, sir, thank you. Yeah, no, it didn't come from him. Yeah. Thank you for your, I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, thank you. All right, opportunity for citizens comment, previous comments. Opportunity two for citizens comment.
You got some.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. That lady right here in front of me. I was paying attention. Roger Cooper?
Does this thing work? Working, okay. Two things I want to discuss today that I thought about for some time. The first one is a item in the municipal code, Title 9, Chapter 1, Section 9-101 and 9-102. And that covers asphalt plants are prohibited and cement plants are prohibited in the town of Unicorn. Here recently, Hawkins County got into a problem with, they have passed a resolution banning, I guess I'll say Bitcoin mining. And so this company working on this again, and, I got a hold of Renee Jones, and she had one of her, workers contact the state to see what the real rule is. And I've got two texts from this guy by the name of Joshua Houston. Let me read these. I can have no statute that will allow local government to specifically prohibit any legal business to operate within this jurisdiction. Tennessee is a Dillon's rule state, which means that local governments only have the power to do what the state authorities let them do. Dillon's rule is not a statutory law, but rather case law. Then it came back again and said that I can find no such law that allows government to explicitly prohibit the operation of any specific business, including cryptocurrency mining. However, I think it is possible for a local business to be restricted by zoning laws. Additionally, from my understanding, these facilities, they create a lot of noise, so their operation may be regulated under a noise ordinance as well. And in summary of this, when I think the municipal code should be changed, I think that you all need to do an ordinance like you did for the Oakland and get this removed and get us protected. Because right now, that's the only way we're protected from asphalt cement is noise, air pollution, so we have no zoning. Well, I think we need to pursue that, get that done. The second item I want to discuss is back on March the 17th, this town approved ordinance 2025-327, which concerns dilapidated property or building structures that is inhabitable by persons. And I'm sure y'all know we have one up road here that's really bad shape. Walls fell in, part of the roofs fell in. And it's been like this several months. So I really think that it's a major safety issue. So I really think we need to pursue that based on our ordinance 327. That's all I got.
Okay, you're the owner of the building, aren't you? Step up here to the podium there and tell us your name.
You all don't know me, I'm a log vac converter. I take full responsibility for the property and the maintaining of the property. I acquired it through my father's estate, and I see where it could be a potential eyesore, I get that. Which, that being said, I don't think the town is lacking those. And then your big point on this was safety. Where does safety fall into private property?
Anytime it's inhabitable by humans,
Yes.
it's a safety issue.
To stray cats,
Or
stray cats, dogs.
if you
Private
are
property.
humans, it don't matter. That code, they cover that code in detail.
Yeah, well, I understand what you're saying, but you're agreeing that your main point is safety.
That's correct.
Okay. With that being a safety issue, are you saying that the blocks may fall, or something may fall, or where are you saying this is safe?
Whatever,
Okay. Into the existing structure, period. That is a problem. With that being said, I have contacted multiple people as far as debris removal. I do have a site guaranteed for the disposal of the debris. But anyone like myself, you all that work for a living, you don't just say, hey, come do this. It takes time, it takes money. You know, I've been slated minimum 6 days a week for the past year and a half. I'm pulling over a $184 million hockey project. I'm not saying that I turn a blind eye to it. I drive by it every day. I see it. I've got 3 daughters, 2 playing every sport, 1 stealing diapers. I'm in church regularly on every Sunday. With that being said, I have not really had the time to put towards the property being set. But I will move forward. You say it's a safety issue. What are your recommendations to satisfy your requirements? I mean, how do you feel that it would make it just safe driving by?
it has to be the lowest.
Okay, so with it being the oldest standing building in the town, don't you think that's kind of a historical thing, maybe try to preserve some of it?
I didn't make that ordinance, this board did last year, and it goes in detail. Have you read it?
No, I don't.
Okay, read it. You get a chance to read the ordinance.
Okay.
That will answer most of your questions.
So, but moving forward, your argument is that it's a safety issue on private property?
Yes.
Okay.
All
So,
right, could I say something here? Okay, both of you said what's on your mind, which that's good.
yes, sir.
And I think now that we know that, we can move forward with this. You know what I mean? And just keep in contact with each other. And then we'll see what, if there's a time limit on it or, okay, I mean, you know, it's been brought up now and discussed. So I think now we can just move forward as, you know, we recognize this. And then we'll discuss it.
I have, went through the motions of
Okay,
trying to get things like that,
okay,
obviously time, money. And if it wasn't something that happened due to a natural disaster, that's when it happened.
right.
Or the biggest part of it. If it's something I've done on my own calling it up,
Yeah.
I stand here with full,
And-
like young.
Roger come by the store today and he brought up the point that, people probably just not sitting on enough cash, what I mean, to do something immediately. And, we talked about, people have a hard time and try to make it with their families and outside of paying taxes and everything else. So we brought this up. Now let's just stay in contact with each other and see what can be done about it. How's that? Does that sound good?
Good for me.
Okay, good deal. Thank you very much. Okay, now is that good? Can we move on? Okay. All right, we got Dennis Mull.
This has been overdue for quite a while, and due to the fact I was the adjutant or administrative officer for veteran activities in Washington County, just never got around to it, not much of an excuse, I know, but I resigned from that, so I apologize to the board for not doing this in a more timely manner, and I'd like to thank you for your support of the Veteran Service Office. Those who don't know, I'm the Veteran Service Officer for Unicoi County. I'm also the Chapter Service Officer for BMA Washington County and the American Legion Early Service Officer. It kind of covers the multiple hats. obviously understand me. I know time is a factor always, so forgive me for not doing it sooner. This month, or excuse me, last month, March, I brought in compensation to the county of about $86,007 for veterans and widows, which obviously is not the prime reason for the program, the prime reason to help the veterans and widows, but it is a byproduct thereof. I also oversee a food program for veterans and widows, which brings in approximately about $120,000 a year in food products through Second Harvest, American Legion Moose, and Weaver's Papers in Johnson City. And I have been recognized for this program, or thank you. I've been recognized as honored veteran for Northeast Tennessee and American Cash. I've been recognized as disabled veteran of the year for Tennessee, and I was awarded actually a letter for having the first totally remote international claim executed. So that's what I've been doing in the name of town of Unicoi, Irwin, and the county of Unicoi. So I would like to thank you for your support, and hope that you continue to do so. And I'm probably going to do it till I leave you. It's a great job. I got great bosses. I got a great job, so I love it. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Vince. Okay, we got another here. Bill Nuss, are you in the audience?
Want to come to the board, and first of all, I wanted to just congratulate or make a commendation to the road department that we have. The two young gentlemen that work on it had a situation on our hill there, coming down by the Washington Apartments. There's a big old tree across the ditch. It cut the trail through the road already, and was, actually eroding the side of the road. And they cleared it and then came in and put some riffraff there near the, rocks and everything, cut down the erosion of the drain. So it's a little, almost, proactive instead of reactive. It was gonna start, it was gonna cave in, it's done it before. And, I think that's kind of stuff that needs to be happening to help us with the road. My other one is just a concern in regards to the, road superintendent. I saw you put that in the agenda with, the letter there that he wrote and has declined to offer services. Being involved in the conception of this town, we used to have not any problem with, roads. Doug Edmonds was here, kind of a cordial agreement, we worked, paid, and did lots of things together. But it seems like we have a divided, line, in greater. My question would be, I guess, as a county resident, they do collect tax office. The sheriff's department, I know it's election year, but they've been riding around our area forever. I mean, I see it morning and night. But now he's not gonna offer any snow removal, or, I guess I'm asking, what is the interpretation? Does that mean nothing that he's gonna do for us to do that?
Well, we got a letter from Terry, and he allows it. He's going to sell us salt, and that's it. You see, he would sell us salt next winter, but that's it.
But I tried to call the state to no avail of finding where, I'd like to find this formula, these formulas for gasoline tax and for the county tax. Went to the Treasury Department of the state, and before about an hour and a half, 2 hours, I found that I wasn't getting anywhere. Nobody, it was like foreign language I was speaking, and all I was asking, could you guide me to the formula that we use to distribute the distribution of our sales tax on gasoline? That was foreign option there. I called the A, B, C, D, E, F, push 8, 9, I think it goes up to 10, none of them make what I was looking for. So I finally got a hold of the operator, told her, she said, well, that's more than trailers, and then I called the trailer, but typical government, you can get it there. Couldn't get it. Gone down to the county, and I guess eventually, getting into the budget, find out what they allocate from the county, or how's their allocations. Does the state give them money from our tax base, as county residents? You think? I don't know. I mean, is the sheriff department different than the state, and then road department, or does anyone have any?
So the road department separately receives, now this is also according to Terry, was most of their funding comes from state gas taxes passed on to them. Like you, the state does not provide formulas for how they determine such. We also receive super small amounts as the town for gas tax appropriations. Now, I'm not sure if that's distributed based off of our fuel that's sold within the town, or if it's a whole county percentage population-based thing. And some of those things that the state's pretty tight with disclosing, like a deciders report and that sort of thing. I can't legally disclose where we receive funds from. I can just tell you what we get, how much we get. I can't tell you where it's from.
Right.
And it's kind of the same way like that for gas distribution, which I really think there probably needs to be more transparency there. I agree with you. But to my knowledge, and I'm not privy to the county's accounting methods. I don't know percentage-wise how much they allocate to the sheriff's department versus the highway department, and so on and so forth from property tax dollars. I know that the sheriff's department is primarily funded by property tax dollars, right? But now as far as the highway department, I'm just going off Terry's word where he says that most of his funds are coming from fuel tax. I'm not sure if there's a supplement from sales tax dollars or not, or from property tax dollars or not. I have no idea. So.
I'd asked some of the same questions at the county courthouse. They looked at me like I had 3 heads.
Yeah, that's how it goes all the way to the state. So, they
know
know
it. I mean, it should be really simple to figure out what our property tax dollars go for. We know that 50% of every dollar goes to schools. We know that, right? That's first.
Now that's local option sales tax.
Do what?
That's sales tax.
Well, that's everything.
I don't know if that's property tax or
Is
not.
it sales tax?
Sales tax, I know that's for that. Property tax, I have no
So
idea.
I didn't get any answers. I don't know how you can.
Well, my concern is with this letter now, the road, we have, I don't know what total mileage it gets,
62.
Well, I asked 3 years ago, what percentage of our property taxes go to the road department? And my answer was none. And when I said none, they said, well, a small percentage. Okay, what percentage? I'll check into that and let you know. And that was 3 years ago. And see, we've been beating this thing, and we're the bad people because we ask questions. And as far as when it comes down to the road superintendent, I told him he was elected by the whole county. And we pay him well. It's all itemized, we pay him. And so I don't understand it. I mean, I don't understand how they cannot service us. It's just beyond, I don't know.
I think some good questions here is apparently Alderman Day shared that they're having a town hall here at the Ucoy School on Thursday, this Thursday at 6 p.m. with county commissioners that represent the town. And these are good questions for them. Hold them accountable to where they're spending your property tax dollars. What department's getting them, what kind of bang for your buck you're getting for your property tax dollars. Those are the folks that need these questions more than any of us can answer
Right,
the town
right.
dollars. Right.
The services you got, that you're talking about, do they come from Terry Haynes and Irvin?
No, that was hard.
That was their,
Yeah.
so it didn't come from.
That's why I was complimenting him. It was great to see something get done. I mean, they even were looking for a license on it. And looked at it, saw where the erosion was, so they fixed that before it became a problem.
Correct.
Yeah. And,
But it seems like the blame comes, not, one person blames it on the other, the commissioner blame it on that, you know what I mean? And we're not trying to target anybody, or it's just answer our questions.
Why don't we pay $2 million in taxes to Irvin,
The county.
We have to.
to the county?
Well, we've been asking where that goes.
What do we get in services for that return?
That's the question you need to ask Thursday night at this county meeting they're having.
trash.
Down here, they don't get
2 years ago, it was like,
$1
I think you're like 1.7, 1.8 million, so I'm thinking it's probably up around 2 million, but.
Well, this is a serious thing, when the commissioners, and Terry was here, I said, Terry's been trying to weigh us, and Cody said, well, you've had 25 years to gear up for this. Okay, I agree with that. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of money spent in this town, okay? If we'd have done it 15 years ago, 20 years ago, we could have done our roads for half the cost. But I don't understand the whole thing. It's just like beyond me. Why, and they said he's needed on the south end. Well, he's elected by all the citizens, he's needed everywhere.
Yeah, in the south end, you can have, interstate highways on your rural road, because where else they gonna spend the money?
And he argues the fact he can't hire people, and really that's not our fault. And the article come out in the paper, I said here in the meeting, I said, and too, he said he wasn't gonna do side roads, so I treating that tractors out here.
Yeah.
And I said, well, we've had complaints with the mowing now, when people complain, it'll be us, you can call us. And they blow that out like that was the reason why that he wasn't doing it. And that's not the reason. We've had complaints. We'll still have complaints, no matter who does. You know what I mean?
But my point is, what do we get in services back on our taxes that we pay to the courthouse?
That's the
What do we get
question.
back?
That's the question.
That's the question that everybody needs to be asked at this forum Thursday night at 6:00. Everybody needs to be there asking that question. I've stepped out. I've asked it. I've said it. They know where we come from. And it's time for every citizen to come out and say, look, when I've had people come in and say, I need services for what taxes I pay. I agree. But do you know where you pay them and where they go? Well, not really. I said, well, that's two of us. I know where you pay them. I mean, it's just a question. I don't know why people have to get all fuzzed up about it. Just, if I don't know the answer, I'll find somebody that does. And that's what they should say.
Well, what do you see your tax dollars for? What do you see? What do I see? Well, since he's obviously set a level, but he's not gonna do the mowing. Any of the maintenance. The only thing I got comes to mind is we have a dumpster up here. We got schools, what else does the town of Irvin supply? Or the county, the county, it's a courthouse, and a little bit of patrol from the sheriff's department.
David, they'll tell you that you got the amenities in the courthouse.
What?
They'll tell you that you've got the amenities in the courthouse, but when you go to the courthouse, you're giving them more money.
And one of them argued to me that, well, you've got the school gets their percentage before we do.
We get a
I
second.
mean, that goes automatically to them. So that's just 50% we don't have to work with.
And when you look at it, like departments, even the sheriff's department will patrol out here.
They're required.
On the north end. I mean, they do, and the candidates, I talked to one Saturday, came out and visited. He pledged 2 officers out here all the time. And
And that's no extra money out of town employee, that's just his pledge.
That's cheap, you get assistance anytime you need it from them, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you got me.
Not a profit.
Yeah. So that's a county service for our property tax dollars and whatever else taxes. But now we've got this friction with the highway department that just seems to be personal. It's gotten to be personal. And I'm not saying it's personal on the town as much as it is on the county. And when I say that, I mean, our road superintendent seems to have the backing of the commissioners.
Exactly.
And that shouldn't, that's a problem. And maybe, what Seth went down there Thursday, I don't know if you get anywhere. Is it just the representatives from Unicoi or the whole board?
Just those three more.
Just you?
Yeah. just-
Yeah, you hate to say it like that, but it's pretty obvious, what's going on. So, but that's the reason we all need to be here, and that's the reason we need to be discussing.
Well, my only point was to bring it to our attention, see what direction we can make some kind of movement towards getting somebody answered. And like you said, you can't fix the problem if you don't know where to work with. I mean, if we know where, if that's the case, and he can legally do that, then we'll have to come up with an alternative. But because I know our two gas generators here, they have to get quite a bit of tax money from our two owners here. I mean, what, you have Tweed City in Irwin, you have that Shell station in Irwin. South End has none. There's a gas station in South End. Is there? Where's that at?
That there, where the old hospital is, that's town of Irwin.
That's not the town?
That's town of Irwin out there.
Hard to say he's not gonna do
Yeah, well, I don't
We're
know.
not in the county.
that. Is he
I know there's some state law in the county.
where's the one in the county?
Is there one in Black Pond?
That's my own.
There's a store, on Rocky Court now, I
Do
think.
they have gas?
I think they do propane refills, but not gas.
But I wouldn't think it'd be a tax bill there.
No, and that wouldn't, sell fuel tax.
And I mean, if the station's gonna give it to the county, and it's our money that we generate.
These are questions that actually go even beyond here at the commissioner level. A lot of these go on state representative level. Yeah, that they need to be fighting, for everybody to get a fair price.
So I just think we need to put some attention to it and try to get something, either statewide or whatever, but it needs to be looked at. I don't know, it's been going on like this for years.
What's the percentage of the tax money from the property owners that goes to the county that is give back to the highway department from the town of Unicoi? They can give us that back.
Or even for the town of, or for the
They can give it-
county.
Yeah, they can give it back to Irwin and the
What they
county.
get, the county road.
Yeah.
And that's an assumption, it's the same amount that, if they do it three ways, South End, Irwin, you.
That's a great point, Charles. I mean, when you think about it, ever since Bill mentioned the conception of the town, well, we were double taxed. We wrote them a check every time they crossed the line, we wrote the highway department a check.
Yes.
Well, let's just reverse it and start taking our money back to the county.
Does somebody have a record of where that money goes?
Have a what now, sir?
Where the money goes to protect the roads on what we're looking at?
Well, see, that's what we're trying to find out. See, we always paid the road department when they done anything in the town of Unicoi. And we paid them good. I mean, and always on time. And that's what we can't figure out here is why would you walk away from a paying service? I mean, that's not, it's
I mean,
just,
but the county already looked at the record of where they spend that money for property.
Well, they do.
that's what we're trying to find out, see?
You know, the last snow was what,
$32,000. We paid the county to remove snow the last time it snowed. And now it says that all he's gonna do is sell us salt. He's not even gonna do that next year.
Can you deploy the Beacon director?
You can ask for a freedom of information request, but it's not broke out as it's said in the percentages.
Does that sound legal, that letter, or?
I don't say what.
Oh, okay.
I know I've been in on the life of it, but it doesn't mean like the people need to know,
But I think we need to go to this
We
forum
do need to go to this.
Thursday night.
Yeah, and I'd like to read that to you guys if you don't mind. It's just real short. And this is what came out on the Watchdog today. It says, join Unicoi County Commissioners Cody Scott, Gina Clark, and Stephen Hendricks, who's not even running, he's not up for reelection.
That's why we need to go to
For a town hall meeting this Thursday night, 4/23 at Unicoi Elementary, and the meeting starts at 6. And it says, the more of us, we have a legitimate complaint and a legitimate, every time we've asked this question, and you and I were on board when we first started this town, so were a lot of you in here, and we always had that service. And it's just getting more and more and more complicated with no answers. So yeah, I would encourage each and every one of you to show up Thursday night at 6 o'clock at Unicoi Elementary. And I'm not sure why they're having this with a commissioner who is not even up for reelection and who's going out, but we shall see. But those are legitimate questions for our town. Our town deserves the answers, and we certainly put a lot of money into this. And we're not. How many of us do these regularly? We go and question, but we don't get answers, and we need answers.
Were you invited to that?
I was not invited. No.
And it says a town hall meeting. Well, if you're gonna have a town hall meeting, don't you think you should invite your board from your town there?
Yeah, the
And not just
BMA
have
should
three
be there.
commissioners?
They've never done this before.
So I'm from the Irwin Record, and they called us, and it was kind of our understanding it was with the candidates, not just the city.
That's not what it
So that's
says.
news to me as well.
That's not what it says, and I've received no invitation, and I'm a
Okay.
candidate.
I will make sure that.
We've never had anything like this before from our county commissioners, our representatives. So it's election season, and they're singling you out. And coming out here and doing this for the first time in history, right before an election.
Right before an election. Well, we're in the middle of early voting right
That's
now.
pretty,
Yeah.
I can't cuss.
Okay, I think we've about resolved what we can in this question.
Yeah, I know.
But the more people we get involved, eventually, we're gonna find out the answers. That's where I'm at with it. And it's just like, I'm glad to see this many people. Some people take it as a threat. It's a joy to me. The more people that's involved and interested and informed, the greater it is. That's the way I feel about it. Can we move on with the next?
Sure. No, that was my major point. I
Okay.
wanted to, compliment the workers. I do have a concern with whatever electric company it was. Now, when our cutter comes and starts cutting, they left piles on the side of the road.
Okay, I've had complaints about
Yeah, I've
that.
been assured that once
They're
they,
gonna get
that
that.
they're gonna come back and pick it up, and ship it.
Well, it's gonna be
If
twice.
CenturyLink or BMA where they are now, they did that.
Yeah. And they just, they're big old piles, so that.
Apparently they they're going all the way down to the south side and then coming back with the ship. It's a mess. Yeah.
They say they're gonna do it all at one time, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're held responsible for that.
We'll be on it, don't worry.
No, thank you, and I appreciate the time,
Yes,
and I
sir.
hope we can get that ball moving and get some answers, because it's just mind-boggling to me as to why I can't. And I know the money all gets collected by the state, it's getting down to our, what department is that under? Trustee. And I think they're the only ones that know the real answer.
Yeah, if we put money in, we should have that. Okay, thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Okay, who's up next? We still got citizens' comments. Have we got it? And this is it. The ones I had turned in. Now, have we got other people here that'd like to say what's on their mind? Okay. Is anybody else? Okay, we'll move on and let's see, I guess right here, the next feller on the block will be Austin Finch. This is economic development.
Sir. All right, so over the updates, we've been discussing, what sort of signature projects can we do for the town of Unicoi? How can we advance the economic opportunities here? And one of the things that came up was taking a community master planning approach, that can target programs and grants and ways to enhance the community, make it more appealing for those who live here, help make it more appealing for visitors. And I've given you concepts. Now, Caroline from Destination by Design, who's been working with us on our trail master planning and river redevelopment planning, she's going to put some color to all the things I've been saying. There's nothing actionable tonight. We would just want to give you this as information, and then I've worked with Seth on the official proposal cost, how we pay for it, and how we move forward with something like this that we vote on at a different meeting. So right now, it's going to be Caroline the platform to just explain the services they offer and how we might can cast a vision here, informed by the citizens and for positioning us for a better future. Caroline?
Yeah, thanks Austin, thanks for having me here tonight. Can everyone see the screen okay? All right, I'm gonna stay up here so that I can talk about what we're sharing tonight. I'm with Destination by Design. We're based in Western North Carolina, just over the mountains in Boone. And as Austin said, we've been working here with Austin and Lee in Unicoi County for almost 2 years. Pre-storm, we were working on a trails assessment. And then after the hurricane happened, we started working on the North Recovery Initiative to look at redeveloping the river corridor. And our team is a small firm of planning and design and communications. We pretty much only work in rural Appalachia, West Virginia, Western North Carolina, and Virginia. So this is our focus, small communities like this that want to either redevelop their downtown or maybe sort of create a downtown or have a focus on outdoor recreation. So here in Unicoi, you have such amazing outdoor recreation resources, river and the national forests and everything that goes along with that. So we really help communities leverage those resources to bring in tourism and improve quality of life for their residents. So that's what we've been doing in our work with Austin. And our services include things like tourism planning and downtown planning, as well as wayfinding and signage, and then creating greenways and trails and such. Do you want to Mike?
I'm just gonna say.
Okay. Okay.
No full meal though.
What's that?
Knock it on the floor.
Oh, got it. I can also project more should I need to. As I said, we have a team of about 20 people, each sort of equally split between planners and designers and communications based in Boone. And with a planning project, we have kind of a structured approach to how we do that. And one of the things that is really important when we do this work is community engagement. So working with stakeholders, such as those of you in the room, as well as community members, to get a clear voice and picture of what the community really wants to create. I'm going to go through some of these other things in a little more detail. Typically, when we do a planning project, and I should back up and say, creating a plan is really about determining what it is that you all want to see created in your community, especially with the creep of Johnson City and Asheville. It's probably just a matter of time until other people start to come into your community and kind of create the vision that they maybe want to create. So having a plan and going through this type of exercise really allows you who are already here in the community to create that vision for yourself. So that's part of what we do when we're creating a plan that's led by the community. So we typically like to create a small identity for the planning project, just so everyone in the community knows what's happening, and kind of get behind that and know this is what we're doing. We're working on this plan together. Then our company, our team does what we call discovery and analysis. So that's looking at maps, that's really understanding what's currently going on in the community, looking at the downtown structure, looking at how it fits geographically to places like Johnson City and Asheville, so doing that kind of research and analysis. To me, one of the most important points is the community engagement. So we typically do that by having a series of focus groups. So working with you all to decide who are kind of the key leaders in the community, whether that's nonprofits or government leaders, community leaders. So having small focus groups where we can really kind of dig in and understand what it is that you all want to create and the vision that you want to cast. And then we sometimes do one-on-one interviews as well. We like, if possible, to have a community survey that's online so that everyone in the community has an opportunity to share their thoughts and let their voice be heard. So we have that community survey online for people to see, and then we look at those results and create these infographics so that it's easy to see and understand. And then from there, we move into what we call the project framework. So we take all this information in from our research and from the survey and from focus groups, and then our team kind of boils it down into kind of this matrix. So this is what we think the recommendations are. We come back to the project committee and the leaders of the project to discuss, like, have we got it right? Did we miss anything? Do we need to change anything? And then we'll have kind of a framework of what those recommendations will look like. From there, we move into really bringing those recommendations to life. So this is called placemaking or civic master planning. If anyone's seen the work that we've done with Austin for the Nollachucky Recovery Initiative, you've seen a lot of these designs. Might be a master plan. So for example, in the downtown area, creating a master plan of like, this is what we want this downtown area to look like. This is what the streetscape could look like, where the connections to the future hospital, the gateways coming into the community, the gateways leading to the outdoor recreation. In that top right, you probably can't see it really well, but that's called a bird's eye perspective. So it's taking a top-down shot and then kind of mapping over it. Sometimes we do sketches like this that just kind of bring a possibility to life, or that bottom right is a photo rendering. So it's a real photo of what exists, and then we create a design over top so that you can see what it could look like. And I'm just going to show a few examples of other communities. So this is Galax in Virginia. It's kind of right on the North Carolina border. And we did a downtown revitalization plan for them. This was a existing park that was kind of underutilized. So starting with an illustrative map to look at what that could look like. But the more interesting thing is to see this is existing, and then this is a photo rendering of what it could look like if we really activated this space as a park and had, a gathering space and a place where people could come together. Also in Galax, they had kind of around the corner this parking lot that was somewhat underutilized. So how could we turn this into a park that connects to the other side? So this is the type of work that our landscape architects do. And this is really the key to securing grant funding. There's a lot of funding available at the state level to be able to create parks and do this type of thing. And going through the plan, like they're not going to just give you a grant if you haven't gone through the planning process and said, this is what our community wants, this is the vision that we're trying to cast. And then having these conceptual designs really makes the grant application very compelling and allows you to bring that grant funding in. This is an example in North Carolina. This is an existing rail trail that is really just a gravel path right now. So they wanted us to look at how can we make this more attractive to people and safer. So again, just a photo rendering showing gravel path to this is what it could look like with signage and wayfinding people. Same thing here. Here's an existing road crossing that doesn't have good markings, isn't particularly safe. How could we make that safer and really create an identity around this trail? This is Wilkesboro, North Carolina, which is, we say down the mountain from us in Boone, so kind of towards the Piedmont region. They have two communities that sit kind of next to each other but are totally disconnected, North Wilkesboro and Wilkesboro. And the concept that we brought forward was creating a river district. So it's similar to here where there's a little bit of a downtown core but not a lot. So it's like, how could we create this downtown core that has mixed use development and housing, and really activate this downtown area. So we created this bird's eye sketch to see what that could look like. And they are moving forward with this, have secured grant funding and are moving forward with starting to do this. The last area that I'll show is Spindle, North Carolina, which is in Rutherford. This is an example of streetscaping. So this was the existing streetscape. They had some crosswalks, but it wasn't really well defined. And then moving to this much more pedestrian friendly, these little gathering spaces. And with downtowns, you can't, make a business happen. But what you can invest in is the streetscape and the parks and the things that make entrepreneurs, make people want to come and live here and make entrepreneurs think like, oh, there's something interesting here. Like, I think I'm going to invest and open my little restaurant or open my cafe or open the outfitter business because I see this potential. So the streetscape really makes that start to happen. So this is another shot of what Spindle looks like. And then just the folks gathering there on the corner after the streetscape. The other thing that Spindle has done, you can see the light fixtures. They just really create this character in the downtown, as well as the little banners there, which I'll talk about a little bit next. So for Spindale, really, we created an identity for them. So you can see the logo here, and then they carried that through with the banners, and just really bringing the town to life in such a way. Spindle also has a greenway that comes through called the Thermobelt Rail Trail. And they had this piece of property that was vacant. It was a church property that they were willing to donate. This is where the greenway comes through. And they wanted to try to activate this and really make the greenway a more key piece of the community. So that property is now a skate park. You can see it's a BMX and skate park that is now open. They got grant funding. We created conceptuals. They got grant funding opened. There's like tons of kids there all the time now, in high use by the community. That's just another example of a conceptual like that. And then this, I want to talk a little bit about gateways, because Austin mentioned that this is a greenway trail in Shelby, North Carolina, called the Harmony Trail. So these are examples of wayfinding and gateways that really distinguish the town. So coming in from Johnson City or in from Asheville, really kind of making a big splash of welcome to Unicoi. You are in this community now, and this is what we're all about. Here's another example of lots of different gateway signage, and we do welcome signage and trail gateways and all kinds of different signage like that. The last thing that we do is once we kind of have those conceptuals, we then have a public forum where the community can come in and see these are the recommendations, this is the plan, these are conceptuals, so that the community has an opportunity to see that and comment on that. And then we create a final plan document that is a written document. So I have some examples up here that really gives you kind of that overall plan. It shows all the community engagement that happens, the planning process, and really sets you up to apply for grant funding and move forward in that type of funding acquisition. The final thing I want to talk about is identity and branding, because Austin said this is of interest, and I know there is a brand and there's Real-Wide Unicoi. This is Lenore, North Carolina, which is a community close to Boone that had been a big textile community, was really suffering when the textile and the mills left. And we helped them create their community identity, this Create With Us, kind of leveraging that arts and that previous kind of investment in fiber and textile, and then carried that through into this branding system that then went forward into advertising. So really celebrating their local entrepreneurs in magazines and print ads and billboards, and then all the way through to their gateway signage. So this is the Welcome to Lenore sign that you see coming off 321, which is a major interstate. That's it at night. And then they're just now putting wayfinding in the ground. So these signs are called wayfinding, where you have directionals to the things in your community that you want people to know about when they come off of 26 or come in from other parts of the state. This is an example of wayfinding that's in Watauga County, in Boone. And then this is an example of just like different branding for communities. So this is where you really establish that of like, you are in Unicoi now. You have come off of 26, you are in our community, and this is what we're about. And that is the last of it that I want to share. Austin, anything you want to add to or clarify based on what I shared?
No, I'm just, looking at your presentation and thinking through, there's obviously just so many ideas that we can implement here. And I think the idea of being just community back, community informed, deciding what I think is the right way to go. So, thank you.
Does anybody have any questions?
We'll get you more details and talk about, how we might proceed.
Yeah, thanks so much.
All right.
Thank you, Dan.
Want to do a roll call?
Okay, thank you for that. All right, now we got the Buffalo Valley Historic Association. Lisa? This is Lisa Willis, she's the boss of that.
Yeah. Okay. We are trying to get some things together and do some rearranging. But we are having a Liberty Tree dedication. The SAR went and planted a tree, and they called it a Liberty Tree at the cabin because it's a historic place, and that's what they were doing. And it was an honor to be chosen out to the cabin to plant a tree. And they're having a dedication on May the 2nd at 11 o'clock. It's on a Saturday at 11 o'clock in the morning. So, and they just want me to see if everybody was invited to come out there to do like a dedication. I think there's a plaque or something they've got. I'm not for sure. But that was what I was told. So. And then in June, we are going to do a fundraiser, and I hope that we can get a lot of people from Unicoi here to help. We're going to be doing a 50 sock hop at the senior center, and the tickets will be $10 a person or $15 a couple. So you dress up in your 50s attire and come, and we'll have a DJ with the 50s music and stuff, and have a little bit of fun and serve hamburgers and hot dogs and root beer floats, and everybody have a good time. And maybe we can raise some money at the same time. So that's all I got right now. So.
All right, thank you, Lisa. We're getting ready to do quite a bit of work out there. We got a grant for that place, so a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
Get ready to work on the trail out there. Wanda, you want to do the planning?
I put it in that because I've got allergies right now. And all that's nothing infectious, it's just bad allergies. I think a lot of people's having that. So I just went ahead and gave the board the information on it.
Okay, what do we need to do? Read this?
No, you don't have to because you got the information. Nobody needs to. Unless somebody
Okay.
else.
So you got all the planning
Yeah,
down?
yeah.
Everything's cool?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, Mountain Harvest Kitchen, Michaela.
I'm Michaela Brooks, I'm the Mountain Harvest Kitchen Director. I'm going to give you a brief update about, so this is March's update. We're currently at 39 active members, which is the same as last month. We did 2 tours. Most of our tours right now coming in are hot dog carts and some food trucks that have interest. For our processing hours, we're down about 12%, so we're at, for March, we were at 88.5 hours of processing. The decrease in the processing hours is due to our largest client is Chef Adams. She's a private chef. She's taken a step back from her business. So the previous month, she did 73 hours, but in March, she was down to 15. I'll just give you a heads up, that's set to continue down to 0. a lot of the folks we work with, it's just the nature of the food industry right now. A lot of folks are taking a step back, but she's gonna be our major hit, just as a forewarning. But our total revenue for March was $2,991, which thankfully was only $20.50 less than last month. So although we've had a dip in our processing hours, we have had deposits, so it evened out for this month. However, next month could be different. The total revenue, let's see, year-to-year comparison, the total revenue for this year versus last year, it's down 25%. And again, that's due to the decrease in processing hours. So last year, we had 38% more processing hours that March versus this March. For just general kitchen news, we want to thank our maintenance staff, Tony Street and Mike Jones. They did a deep clean for the kitchen. They did our drains, our ventilation system, our dishwasher, and our dry storage area. And they also installed a new microwave. We are set to have it FDA inspection. We haven't heard back on when, but they got us ready for that inspection. So we want to just thank them for all their hard work that they did for us. What we're working on right now, we've had a lot of demand for a kettle. I don't have a current working kettle, but we're trying to get our 12-gallon kettle repaired so we can have those processors come back to us. We have about 2 salsa folks, a vinegar person, and kind of a mix acidified. So we have 4 potential clients, but I don't have a kettle for them, so we're going to get that repaired, hopefully help that. We did have our expansion tank on one of our water heaters went bad and rusted out one of our small water heaters, so we're going to work towards replacement on that item in maybe the next month or the following month. And then we're working on replacing our aging cleaning equipment. That way we can better be prepared for our maintenance and when we have the larger inspection. So that's something we're working towards, and it's still an ongoing process.
Thank you. All right, Michaela's Park Recreation.
Yes, sir. Some upcoming events that we're working on. Of course, we had the cruise-in and the community yard sales. Those are our new items. Now, with those new items, for folks who want to participate, we do have a new insurance waiver that participants will need to sign. We're going to try and make the process as easy as possible, but just letting folks know in advance that will be a requirement this year. So the cruise-in series is kicking off on Friday. This Friday, the 24th, it's 5 to 7 at the Visitor Center, and our food truck is Banjo Barbecue, so we encourage everyone to come out and enjoy. I'm just going to jump around. I also mentioned the community yard sale. We've had a lot of interest this year about folks wanting to participate. We are doing that again this year. It is the first one will be Saturday, June the 6th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. The rain date will be the next Saturday, so the 13th it rains. The fall community yard sale is going to be Saturday, September the 5th, 8 to 2 p.m. Rain date is Saturday, September 12th. If you'd like to participate, just call us at the Welcome Center or email us. It's just $10 to participate. We don't have a space limitation on you. So if you'd like to participate, please give us a call. To jump back to so the Strawberry Festival, we're still working on that. So far, we've had about 180 vendor applications, mostly online. We had less than 10 paper applications. So we've been talking about our digital system. That's gone really well this year, streamlined everything. So just an interesting fact that only about 10 people submitted a paper application. But we do have pretty much all our booths filled, and the cutoff to apply is the 24th of this month. Something new we're trying out with the festival, it's a pilot program, it's a licensing program. If you're not familiar with this, this is just a common practice with most brands. So I licensed out the use of our festival logo to a local company in Watauga. They're called Volt Mad Picks, I believe. They're a local maker who you bring them your photo and they'll make you a pin or a magnet for you. So they've licensed for a $75 licensing fee to use our logo for a 2-month period to exclusive use for magnet and pin production. They decided to do an in-kind payment, so we do have 15 magnets for sale at our Welcome Center for $5. So that's a pilot program we're going to try out. It's a way for us to support locally made items, and also it's we're not spending money on merchandise, but we're also promoting our local folks. So just something we're trying out this year to see if it's successful. And lastly, an update on our Day of Gospel Music. As a reminder, this is our something new we're trying this year. We're not doing a main stage because our festival, Strawberry Festival, is heavy on our vendors. It's hard to maintain sales and do a large stage at the same time. So we're kind of separating those two items out. We're doing a Day of Gospel at the Unicorn Methodist Church. We're incredibly thankful that they're willing to try this with us. So we're going to have 5 local bands. So again, this is a way for us to support our local people. And it's going to be an indoor event in the New Life Center that's behind the church. Just something a little different. And then the local library, the county library will be there, have a table where they're going to assist. They're going to be volunteering with us. And then the Methodist Church, we believe they're going to have food at this time.
I don't know, right now, I don't think so.
No, not this.
Okay.
They might have drink.
Maybe, possibly.
So it's just going to be something new we're trying this year to really support our local community and come together in connection. So that'll be something fun to try out this year. At this time, that's all I got.
Okay, thank you very much, Michaela. Okay, we got police. Chris?
We entered 94 calls for service and 2 citations, and we have hired a part-time officer.
Okey-doke. Seth?
So for their court report, I know Chris has said they broke 2 citations. The way our admin fees are broken down, we pay $300 a month for our court services licensing. I guess these tickets are basically 2 months behind before we actually go through the court process. So we only had 1 ticket that was paid for in March, totaling $213.75. So after all our fees, we once again lost money on the court this month. We lost $106.38 writing tickets. So that's the court report.
Okay, Seth, you want to do the recorder's report?
All right. So the recorder's report, since we last met, there's a lot of work been completed by our 2 public works folks, Tony and Mike. With the assistance, our last assistance, I should say, from the Ucoy County Highway Department, they replaced the drain tile down on Massachusetts for Chucky Street. Mike or Tony one of them was able to witness that. So next time we need a drain tile replaced, they've got this. Tony and Mike also took care of a washout problem on the town right of way near the Ruritan shed at the school track. I don't know if you saw that, what they did there to make that level so people can walk right across there. It's the day after that they got their excavator last month. They were down on Marbleton near Mr. Anderson's property. I don't know if you saw them down there out and about doing ditch work, but they got a lot of that taken care of the day after they got the excavator. So needless to say, we've already made our money back on the excavator. Usually just one project costs us around $25,000. They've already to date probably done 4 projects since we got the excavator last month. So you put that $25,000 top times 4, that's $100,000. We spent $65,000 on the excavator, so we're already putting good work out of that. Tony and Mike sowed the interstate exit ramps with some flower seeds the other day, so hopefully we'll get some more rain, and those things will come up here shortly. So major props to those boys for their hard work. They're doing a lot right now. They really are. And we, like Kevin said, we got the tractor sitting out here, so they're getting ready to be doing all the right-of-way mowing too. So they're covered up right now. And it's not over for them. We've got the Strawberry Festival coming up, which they're really kind of the backbone of because they handle all the major incidents that occur during that day. Then tomorrow, they'll be down starting at the cabin. Like Kevin was talking about, there's a lot of work that they're getting ready to start on hot and heavy down there. Some chinking issues on the cabin itself. Some steps that I know that you mentioned to Kevin about being repaired. Some issues around the oven where some of the posts are rotten. I know they're going to be doing that tomorrow. The trail and then the whole arboretum ordeal, we're going to try to get that all spruced up. So all that with $15,000 that came over from our fund for that. That's getting ready to be what they've got coming down the pipe. So if you see those guys out and about, encourage them, tell them they're doing a good job, because they're working hard right now. And if my words don't speak justice to them, hopefully some of you guys, like Bill was talking earlier, can attest to the quality of job that they've done out and about, that you guys have witnessed them doing that. So it's safe to say, under the direction of this mayor, that the County Unicoi Public Works Department is getting stuff done. So that's a testament to you guys. Lastly, for me, from a clerical perspective, I'm just happy that we should finally be receiving our last lump sum from our Massachusetts Avenue grant in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be over $100,000, which I've been anxiously awaiting. It's been a long process getting those grants closed out before the final payment. There's a big paper trail before you can get your final payout. Speaking of payouts, now that DHS is back open in some capacity, FEMA has been working with me to close out our Hurricane Helene damage claim. Since Tony and Mike have cleared all the debris, got the mulch scattered, and the contracted work for the major damage is all done. So we're working with FEMA now and TEMA now. We're done with FEMA. They've approved everything. And so now it's up to TEMA to disperse our funds for that. So on to the police department. Like Chris mentioned, we got a new part-time officer over there. And we had to get a new Dodge Durango last month because our Ford Taurus blew it up, answering too many calls. No, it had a water pump issue, and it's going to cost us about $5,000 to get repaired. So we just decided we were going to purchase a used Durango for 2020 for $10,000. The new officer's name is Jackie Heaton Monsier. Their initial reviews were really good. So when you see her, make her feel welcome. After she gets her training wheels off, she's still shadowing Jeremy and stuff right now until she completes her psychological evaluation, her physical, all that kind of stuff. She's kind of got training wheels on. Then she'll be off on her own starting next week, or hopefully the next couple of days, honestly. So she finished all that Friday. So hopefully you'll see her out and about in the community now. Jeremy's in the white Durango that we got. Now Chris is in the F-150. So if you think you're waving at Jeremy, it's actually Chris now on the F-150. We knew that the new police car purchase was going to be necessary. We just didn't know how soon it was going to be. And we were hoping that $6,000 was going to cover it, because that was what was initially pitched, was that the town of Jonesboro had some that were getting ready to be off of service life there, but good enough for us. But it didn't work out. So the mayor approved $4,795 to be taken from another silo within the police department's appropriation to pay for the $10,795 for the Durango. The same problem that befell the Taurus is unfortunately starting in the Ford Explorer that we have, that part-time police officer Willie Higgins drives. Hopefully we'll get through till the end of June on that thing. But that's all I've got from the reporter's report.
Okay, we also sold the dually truck, haven't we?
Sold that Chevrolet dually that's out there. Actually happened in April, so it didn't make it for March's meeting notes.
Right, okay.
It did happen. We did sell the dually.
And then too, I'd like to say we've got 4 different piles of stone out there. So we've got some drain tile, and what we're trying to do is get it to where we've got it, where we need it. This thing down here at school, I've heard so many complaints about that, and if you had to check that out, now you can walk from the pavement right over to the walking track there without falling down. So it's coming along, and we've got, that's good. All right, now, Seth, we'll do the financial report.
Sure thing. Like I just talked about, we've spent a lot of money here lately, but it's necessary. It's necessities. Because we have been kind of pushed out on our own, and we're doing the best we can. So we bought a lot of equipment here lately. So bear with me just a second here. I'll give you exactly how things went. It's hard to flip from one page to the other. So our revenue in March was $138,392. Our expenses were $270,098, which means that the town lost $131,705.54. But like I said, there was a lot of equipment and stuff purchased. It'll be that same way in April because that tractor out there cost us $194,000. So it's going to be another big hit. But we do have money. We do have some good coffers. At the next month's meeting, you'll hear my every other month, how much do we have in our account summary. So it's not like we're hurting or anything. We're doing well. The town's been well managed fiscally for quite some time, so we have some stockpile there. Year to date, our revenue has been $2,011,709. Our expenses have been $2,517,807. So to date, the town has net expense rather than net income of $506,098.10. A lot of that is going to be recouped to us from our Massachusetts Avenue grant recovery. There's a big, large portion of that accounts for. In the Mountain Harvest Kitchen, our revenue was $3,045. I know Michaela said that $2,000 number, but that wasn't really accurate. Anyway, $3,045 was our revenue in the Mountain Harvest Kitchen in March. Our expenses were $5,055. So the Mountain Harvest Kitchen in March lost $2,009.81. Year to date, Mountain Harvest Kitchen revenue has been $32,561. Mountain Harvest Kitchen expenses have been $59,626. Meaning today, Mountain Harvest Kitchen has lost $27,064.77. That's all I've got for the financial report. That does need a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
How many of us was that?
I heard one first.
Second. Yeah.
Alderman Day.
Yes.
Alderman Lemon.
Yes.
Alderman Phillips. Vice Mayor Radford.
Yes.
Mayor McIntyre.
Yes. Okay, do we have any announcements?
Thursday, everybody sure?
Big Unicoi
Yeah.
Elementary, 6 o'clock, this Thursday.
I have a question.
Alright.
Am I correct that our sound system will not come through the speakers? Or incorrect?
You talking about these speakers here?
Yes.
Now, that was something you all purchased previously under another administration. To our knowledge, that this is not a sound system. This is more like for the projector there. I'm not even sure if it's even still active, Robert. These speakers that we're using here are just for recording. That's all these will do.
Yeah, we got afford to get a better sound system so people back here can hear it also.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I will also say you guys paid about $5,000 and some dollars for the system that was in place that was kind of not really even board approved. So yeah, that is something that the alderman can definitely talk about and deliberate in budget meetings. But I mean, it's it's an expensive thing, and these might even be operational. We just need to play with them a little more to see what we can do with them. But to my understanding is they're just primarily with that projector there. So.
And I'd just like to say that we're in a transition right now. We're going to have to come into this taking care of ourselves. You've seen how we've been neglected now and dropped like a hot potato here from the county. And it's not, like I said, we're not targeting anybody. It's just time to come up with some answers. It's time for everybody to get out there and say, okay, I won't be represented. And I tell everybody, I said, everybody in the town should be respected and represented, and that's the way it should be in our county. So we're at a time now where we're all going to have to pull together and take care of each other. And we're on our way up. It's going to be better than it ever was. Okay.
All this is great, you know, the building and all that, all for everything, but that's about $100 cost money some point in time. So I've been with Texas, I lived in Johnson City all my life, and I've seen taxes go from 400 to like 1,500 now. You know, and that's county cities in mine. Texas, elder people down in Texas is having to keep up their farms, everything on county taxes, they can't afford to live. So I just like this board and stuff to take that into consideration of elderly people that live in the county.
We don't have property tax here in
I
town.
know that.
Yeah, we don't issue
But
that.
I mean, with all these projects, somewhere down the line, there's gonna be some taxes.
Theirs are strictly off sales tax, and we don't set that at rate. That's set by the state. So,
But I mean,
yeah,
every city has a sales tax.
Yeah, that's the reason we emphasize to go to the county commissioners meetings, because that's where we send our property taxes. And we don't want a town tax. you know, we're gonna survive as long as we can, you know, and try to just, yeah. And I get a lot of people in the store that moved in here, they go, wow, taxes here is nothing compared to where we come from. I said, okay, you're not where you come from. Let's just leave it at that, okay? So, but good point. Thank you. Does anybody else got anything to say?
The next planning commission BZA meeting will take place on Monday, May the 4th at 5:30 right here. The next BMA meeting will take place on Monday, May the 18th right here. And then don't forget about the Strawberry Festival on May the 16th.
Okay.
Don't forget to vote.
That's it.
Yeah, May the 5th, May the 5th is the last day, you vote, and early voting is going on now.
Now, I thank everybody for being here. Tell your friends and neighbors, we want to see.
Last day to early vote is the 30th.
They're in it. They're in it. The keys are in the tractor. Everybody wants to take it for a test drive. It's sweet now, I'm
Go
telling
drive
you.
down the road.
All right. We'll adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Second.
Is there any change of any grants or anything given on this highway?
Yes, there are. I know it's not. So I've applied for a few, got denied on all of them so far. The biggest thing I've been waiting on so that we can actively see a really good grant for Unicoi Drive was FEMA had to deny us coverage from those trucks that had tore it all to pieces. But FEMA had to deny us first before the state will actually approve grants for us. The FEMA actually, because DHS was shut down and FEMA apparently is underneath them. Just last week, I met with FEMA and I got the official denial for Unicoi Drive coverage from Helene damage. Which, that sounds horrible, but to me that's a win because that means now I can go to the state and say, we got our denial from FEMA, what can you do for us? So to answer your question, yes, I'm actively seeking that. Some things that'll have to happen with our budget is we do have to have some infrastructure engineering conducted before these grantors will give us money. We have to have a plan from an engineer saying this is what Unicoi Drive needs, which we all know it needs pothole, it needs repaired. It needs asphalt covered on top. But the grants won't touch us unless we have an engineering study conducted saying this is what needs to be done. And it's not just that for Unicoi Drive, but Zane Whitson needs it bad too. It's pretty bad. But yes, I am actively seeking grants for those.
I've never seen anybody get away from what our CSX. The way people got run over and everything else, and these roads destroyed, which I know in Washington County, they've got the same problem too. But it wasn't the railroad down there. We know where this came from.
Exactly. Okay, are we good? Good. Okay, adjourn. Thank you all.
We give that to Sarah.
Let me see.